Welcome back, everybody, to Pinpoint Pictures. I'm your host, P, and today we got a special treat for you because today I'm going to rank the 6 best Tupac movies. And everybody knows him as a legendary rapper and all that. Yeah, true indeed. But did you know that the man was a hellified actor? Phenomenal performer. I mean, come on now, man. The dude has skills with it. So, the way I'm going to start this list off with number 6 at Poetic Justice. A 1993 romantic drama written and directed by the late, great John Singleton, starring Tupac Shakur and Janet Jackson, follows a poet mourning the loss of her boyfriend who goes on a road trip from South Central LA to Oakland in a mail truck, along with her friend and a postal worker who initially can't stand each other, but feelings change. Now, in this movie, we got Tupac as Lucky, the mail carrier, who runs into Justice, Janet Jackson, in the hair salon. He comes up with her with his game at first, trying to see how he can mac. And, back in the 90s, this was appropriate. This is the way it was. It had this type of vibe. And, I feel like the chemistry between Janet and Tupac was on point for this movie. This was a great way early on to see how Pac was going to be a star, showing some range with a romantic type of drama, John Singleton type of movie. It had his stamp on it off the top, but nonetheless, Tupac carried this movie out. Phenomenal performance, along with some other great actors that became legends in their own right. You had Regina King, you got Joe Torre, Janet Jackson. This was definitely just one of the examples of how you knew Tupac was going to be a great actor. I got Poetic Justice at number 6, only because it replay value for me. It's just not one of those movies that I could watch like over and over and over and over. Back in the 90s, yeah, probably so, just because it was like what we had. But now, it's definitely a classic. It's just one of those ones that you might watch it one time out the year, maybe another year or so after that. But it's definitely a good movie. I would always recommend it. Right now, you can't find it on any streaming sites for free, so you would have to purchase it. Go to Fandango or Amazon or Google, Apple TV, and that way you'll be able to get that. At number 5, I got Bullet. Now, Bullet's a little-known movie that was low budget, came out. Not many people knew about this one. A 1996 direct-to-video crime film directed by Julian Temple, starring Tupac Shakur and Mickey Rourke, follows a mid-30s junkie paroled after 8 years in prison for robbery. And once back on the street, he rips off a major drug dealer whom he already had a grudge with. Now in this one, we got Tupac playing as the gangster rival Tank, who him and Mickey Rourke really don't like each other. And this is another one that phenomenal movie from both actors, man. The chemistry was right on point. Another one perfect for that time period, mid-90s type of film. Gangster drama, had a dark, gritty vibe to it. Kind of like depressed type of mood, because we're really following Mickey Rourke around, and he gets into that drama with Tupac, Tupac's character Tank, and he plays it perfect, man. He's got the whole rival thing down pat, got the eye patch going on in the movie. Riding around in the limo, type of vibe for back then, man. A bad guy, big time drug dealer who wasn't supposed to be no joke. But it's funny because at times, when some of the drama gets going, if things don't go his way, you might see Tupac split or something real quick until, you see what happens in the conclusion of the movie. But definitely another one of those that's a phenomenal movie. Everybody didn't get to see this one. I have a copy of it on DVD, so I can watch when I want, because this one you really can't find on any streaming site either, unless somebody uploads it on YouTube or something like that. That's the way you might catch this one. At number 4, I got Gridlock'd. A 1997 crime comedy written and also directorial debut by Vondi Curtis Hall, starring Tupac Shakur and Tim Roth. This movie follows Spoon and Stretch, who decide to kick their drug habit and enroll in a government detox program after a friend overdoses. Their efforts are hampered by endless red tape as they are shuffled from one office to another while being chased by drug dealers and the cops. So in this one, we got Tupac playing as the character Spoon. I mean, and this is another one that was definitely about to display the range that Tupac was going to have as being in a comedy, playing a junkie role. You know, also like this little jazz group band. So you already know he's got the music side of it. He's in here with this, you know, Life is a Traffic Jam. Hey, they was in there cutting up in the flick. Tupac plays the hell out of this one. This is another classic gem that if you really didn't see it back then, you don't know anything about this. And it's still another one that's kind of hard to find. Last I seen it was on Stars, the Stars app. If you had that, that's another way that you might be able to check it out. But you know, it's hard to find on anything digital, definitely not on any streaming sites. Tubi might catch it here and there. But, I mean, the acting in this one was phenomenal, man. These dudes had parts in here that was just crazy for the situation that they in. Definitely, you know, the comedy, they both had the chemistry bouncing off each other. Another example of why you know Tupac was always in the presence of legendary actors. Him, Tim Roth, Von Curtis Hall, who wrote, directed, and starred as, you know, the main villain in the movie. Thandie Newton, Lucy Liu. I mean, come on, man. He was around heavy hitters early in the game. It's sad to know, really, you know what the music was about, but to know what the movies was about to be about, too, if he was here present day. Man, come on now. At number 4, I got Gridlock'd. At number 3, Gang Related. A 1997 crime film starring Tupac Shakur and Jim Belushi follows 2 corrupt cops who murder an undercover DEA agent by mistake, then frantically try to cover their tracks by framing a homeless man for the crime. So in here, we got Tupac as Detective Rodriguez on the side of Jim Belushi. I mean, so another legend that he has amazing chemistry with, you know, as both of them as the stars, co-stars. Tupac plays the hell out of this role. You know, once everything starts to fall apart after what they've done, and he's really in panic mode, I mean, he plays it perfect, man. I mean, the dude's acting chops was about to be legendary. He plays the hell out of this detective. Chemistry between Jim Belushi and Tupac is out of this world. They make the situation believable, you know, on how crooked cops would react and continue to do dirt in order to try to cover up what they've already done. It's gonna be major anyway, but they keep digging themselves into a deeper hole. Them two together just are perfect. I'm gonna tell you again, at number 3, Gang Related. This one was just on HBO Max. It might have been replaced now that it's January, so you can find it on Fandango for purchase also. That one I definitely would check out if you haven't seen it already, or if you have seen it, if you love it, if you like it, if you don't, let me know. But number 3 on my book, Gang Related.
In this case, we're gonna find the killer. We are the killers.
Number 2, we got Above the Rim. Now come on now, you know we got to talk about Above the Rim. This is an absolute hood classic. 1994 basketball drama starring Tupac Shakur, Dwayne Martin, and Leon. Follows a high school basketball star and his relationships with 2 brothers, one a drug dealer and the other a former basketball star, now the security guard, all while risking his future on a basketball tournament. In this one, we have Tupac playing the gangster Birdie, you know, who's basically running everything, trying to get his own squad together for the Hoop It Up tournament that they got going on. He wants Callie Watson because Callie Watson's the coldest thing out there. And he's basically trying to pull off all the street tactics to entice Kyle to come hoop for him, with Kyle's trouble with playing for his high school team, having trouble trying to really show off for the scouts. He wants to get into Georgetown. You know, Tupac has some memorable moments in here, a lot of lines and quotes. Yet again, another example of why Tupac was going to be a phenomenal actor, a crazy star in Hollywood if he had to just live long enough to do it. He's in this one with Bernie Mac, Dwayne Martin, Leon. Come on now. I mean, the dude was, you know, Wood Harris. You know, come on now. This is the early times. This movie set a stamp in the hood. Everybody, I mean, this is one of the best basketball movies, and people try to say it's not a basketball movie. It just has basketball in it. man, put them together. It's a hood basketball movie. It's a basketball movie. They hooping through the whole flick. That's what it's about. They're just showing you how the streets play a part into that. And a lot of this is a real life story for some that know about it. But I mean, this one right here, everybody knows about Above the Rim. If you ain't seen this, I don't know where you've been, but you need to check out Above the Rim. If you love basketball movies, if you love basketball, this is definitely a flick to check out. For rent, for purchase, I would say have it in your collection. This is a classic. It's a must watch. This is number 2 in my book. I could watch this one over and over and over and over and over again. I'm sorry, this is how it is for me with Pac in this movie. I love his role. He does what he does in this film. You know, I mean, like I said, he had a certain style just translated and spoke for the 90s. That era of how everybody kind of acted, you know, the vibe, the gear they wore, you know, the walk, all that, you know what I mean? And this was kind of like a East Coast film, I think. So, but they portrayed everything to a T. Above the Rim, number 2. And number 1, we got Juice. A 1992 crime drama starring Tupac Shakur, Omar Epps, Jermaine Hopkins, and Khalil Kain. This one touches on the lives of 4 black teens growing up in Harlem, showing their struggles with police harassment, rival gangs, and family. But things take an unexpected turn after a robbery gone wrong. Now, this is the iconic character of Tupac's Bishop. Bishop was that crazy character, you know, had a chip on his shoulder, dealing with a lot of family issues at home, man. Really not a happy camper, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those troubled teens out there. It shows you how, you know, deep friendship can turn at a, you know, the drop of a hat, you know, or because of everybody else's different intentions. Pac played the hell out of this role. I mean, a believable villain, you know, or friend turned villain, cold-hearted, you know, I mean, one of his earliest and I'd say probably the best performance. This is why this is number 1 on my list, because Juice is an iconic hood classic. I could watch Juice over and over and over. It's hard to say where I would rank it in like my hood classics. This would probably be a close number 1 between this and Menace to Society, which we all know the story behind that. Pac was supposed to be in that also. So just imagine how he'd you know, murdered Menace to Society without the drama that happened behind the camera. That's another, you know, yeah. But still, on this one here, Juice, man, you know, he was not a likable guy, you know, straight up. You know, a lot of other memorable lines and quotes from this movie, you know, this catapulted a lot of them to the stardom that they are. You know, Omar Epps became a mega star, lots of big hits after this one, and Tupac followed. But this was to start up and introduce you to Tupac and how he was about to get down. This was really displaying his acting skills. And this dude made Bishop a character that like is memorable in the hood, because a lot of people in the hood probably have met a Bishop, know a Bishop, don't want to be around a Bishop type character. And Pac portrayed that to a T. Just gotta let you know. Number 1, Juice, the hood classic.
Cause I'm the one y'all need to be worried about.
Now that wraps up my ranking of Tupac's movies. If you didn't like my list, or you got a different order that you really have your list of Tupac's movies in, hey, then let me know in the comments. All you got to do is comment, like, share, and subscribe. Come back anytime, because the next video I do is going to be a hit. If you got any recommendations on something that you'd like to see me rank, something you'd like to see me review or talk about, go ahead and drop them in the comments also, man, and I'll make sure I try to get to that. Not try. I'll make sure I get to that video for you, because, hey, I just like doing this stuff right now. And I've probably seen whatever you're talking about and got some opinions on it. But this is P from Pinpoint Pictures. Until the next time, peace.